Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Suwannee Sports Report. I'm Wayne Littrell. Going to be joined tonight by Terry Fillyaw and also Suwannee head coach Kyler Hall. The Sports Report is brought to you by Roundtree Moore Ford on Highway 90 in Lake City, Florida. Hey, get this, right now, they've got their summer sales event going on, and you can get up to $5,000 off MSRP, make no payments for 90 days. The deal days of summer going on right now at Roundtree Moore Ford. Go on by and see Steve and see the entire crew, man. They've got a great sales department. They've got a great service department. What's not to like? Roundtree Moore Ford bringing you the Sports Report. All right, back with Terry. We'll talk Brantford Buccaneer football right after this here on RiverCountrySports.com.
In the heart of the red zone is where the game is won, and you need a dealership that knows about scoring big. At Roundtree Moore Ford, we've scored this area's largest selection of new and pre-owned inventory. And right now, we're scoring rates as low as 0%. It's time to get out of the stands and score big in the Roundtree Moore Ford red zone. At Roundtree Moore Ford, the customer always wins. So make your next ride a touchdown at RoundtreeMooreFord.com today.
I'm Daniel Bird. This is Jonah Bird. We're from Bird's Eye Roofing, and we're here in Columbia County. I've been roofing since 2008. We had a customer from Columbia County call us and had substantial storm damage. The area's been devastated by a few hurricanes over the last 2 years, and this was just another victim of that. And he wanted a metal roof. He wanted something a little bit different than the norm. So we contacted Mission Metals, and of course, they had the answers, and they suggested a frosted roof, and we presented that to the customer, and he went with this black frosted roof, and it turned out beautiful. This style roof, the screw down with the Zac screws, if you stay on top of this roof and maintain it through the next about every 20 years, there's no problem getting 60 to 70 years out of this roof. We're always grateful for repeat and new customers, so we never leave a job until the customer's completely 100% satisfied. We don't have open ends. Even this roof required some touch-up. The homeowner had a few questions about some things. I didn't like some things, so we changed some things around. We never leave until the customer is 100% satisfied. Yeah, a roof of this size from start to finish takes us about a week to complete, and that's inspections, getting out of here, getting all the trash hauled off, and complete.
I'm Jonah Bird. I'm the future owner of Bird's Eye Roofing. Well, my plan is to go to college and get a business degree. But at first I didn't want to do it, but after watching him for a while, I wanted to take the challenge and work with him.
That's the path he wants to go on, something I'll definitely support and start structuring to pass that along to him when that time comes.
Do you want to help veterans? Vet Team 6 is a nonprofit organization that helps North Florida and South Georgia veterans with all types of projects, things that other organizations may not be able to do, like mowing lawns, removing debris, repairing driveways. We even helped one veteran bury his donkey. You can help Vet Team 6 by volunteering your time or by making a monetary donation to the cause. For more information, check out our Facebook page at VETTEAMSIX. Vet Team 6, 6 branches, 1 mission.
Back here on the Sports Report, got Terry Fillyaw here. Now, Terry, first of all, I appreciate you wearing Brantford Buccaneer colors, but behind us, it's all Suwannee. We don't have any Buccaneer stuff. We need to get with Coach Detter and maybe get some Buck stuff to put back here.
Absolutely. Going to get with Coach Detter. Probably going to make my rounds to some yard sales. If anybody knows where there's a big pirate we can put back here,
there we go. Well, we do have this chest up here. That's the only thing we have kind of pirate-ish.
We're going to need a little bit more than just a little treasure chest.
No doubt about it.
Especially as good as the Buccaneers are going to be this year.
Yeah, we're expecting big things out of Brantford, and got to see them in action. Preseason game, non-counter last Friday. Union County coming to town. Now we're talking Union County with Robbie Pruitt. How about that?
Yes, it was as good as it gets. I don't even know if there was another real football game in the state of Florida Friday night. Some teams traveled and they matched up and they worked through scenarios, 1st and 10, or there were no special teams involved. Folks, if you were in Brantford, Florida on Friday night, you saw the first real football game in our area, if not in our entire state of Florida. So you mentioned Robbie Pruitt. Wow. You got to see a legend. You started off with a bang, a legend. The man is the only coach to win more than 200 games in the state of Florida,
Yeah.
and more than 200 games in the state of Georgia, and then you throw in the mix, he's only won 7 state championships. He's a legend. He's a legend. And one more thing, Wayne, this is his 44th year coaching high school football. 43 of those years have been as a head football coach. So that means that his first year as an assistant coach, people saw something in him.
Yeah.
And they said, we want him. He's our guy. And he has been a head coach ever since.
And how many people have you seen that took that first head coaching job and weren't really ready for it? Needed a little more seasoning, and then come back later in the careers and have success.
Oh,
but him to have success that early in his career, pretty cool stuff.
Yes, we say a lot of times, that player's got that it factor. Coach Robbie Pruitt, he's got that it factor as a head football coach.
And his team, I know they're young, but his team looked like the old Union County teams. They were running that wing tee, and that first drive against Brantford, they just chunking off yards and went down the field and scored, put 7 on the board, and we thought, this could be a long night.
Well, last year it was a very unlike Union County traditional football team. Only 2 wins on the season, and it was time to bring the head ball coach back. And you're right, he's installing that wing tee, which has brought him so much success in his entire career. And he's got a very young team. He started an 8th grader the other night on the defensive line, and about 3 or 4 more were only freshmen. And Coach Pruitt is building a program. Right now, I think is the year, as they say, if you're going to get them, you better get them, because in another year, they're going to be even better. And in 2 years, Coach Pruitt might be looking for another finger to put that 8th ring on.
Yeah, well, it was cool that Brantford was able to withstand that first drive, and then they, defense after that kind of tightened up a little bit, and they stayed in the game. As a matter of fact, they had a goal line stand, and offensively they were slowly starting to get it together. We got a special quarterback in Brantford. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. And I was going to say also, how many times do we watch football on Friday nights, or we watch football on Saturdays, or even Sundays in the NFL? And the opening drive, they just methodically work their way down the field, score, and then you don't hear anything from them for the rest of the game.
Defense makes adjustments.
And Coach Detter, who is not only the head ball coach in Brantford, he's also the defensive coordinator, and he and his staff made some terrific adjustments against that wing tee offense of Coach Pruitt's. And but you mentioned that quarterback, and folks, I owe the Brantford folks who listened Friday night an apology, and I'm going to say why. Now, the guy's name I said over and over, he's going to be a great one. As a matter of fact, he's one of my favorites already, but he's young, and I got some information that wasn't accurate, and I didn't call Trent Land's name when I should have been calling Trent Land's name, and I'm telling you, I won't make that mistake again this season. He is going to be a key player.
No doubt.
For the Brantford Buccaneers.
He's got great poise, good arm, and he can run the football as well. And he's got a special player that lines up all over the field. You'll see number 2 in the backfield. You'll see him split out at receiver. We got a highlight here. Just watch this throw. This is right to Ollie James, and then what he does after the catch is pretty special.
And the fact that it's a preseason kickoff classic, and it's this early in the ball game.
Yeah, look at the protection he had. Gets the ball out on time, and then in the open field, look out for number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned time. Their timing was perfect on that play.
Yep.
Trent, and there was trust. Trent knew that Ollie was going to be in that spot. He wasn't leading Ollie James. He knew that Ollie was going to run a perfect route, and he was going to be in that spot. And Trent put the ball right on the money.
Yeah, right where it needed to be. And then Ollie did the rest after that. But it was pretty special. And it's going to be fun to watch that combination all season long. Brantford's got some great athletes.
Again, like Lake Butler, young athletes, but very talented. And they pass the eyeball test as well. I walked down before the game and watched them go through their pregame warm-ups. And I'm thinking, boy, they look bigger this week than they did last week. So these guys, a lot of talent
Yeah.
down
Yeah. I was impressed. First game of the year, preseason game. And normally, that first game, I mean, it's tough just to get kids to know when they're supposed to be on the field, calling for the first team here and second team there and special teams. And they had it together.
Yes, they did. And I know that Coach Detter might disagree with you and I right now, but from a fan standpoint, from watching, this team is ahead of where you would think a team starting the season off right now would be.
I agree.
There was not a lot
Especially with a first-year coach.
Oh, absolutely. Having to install his brand of offense and his brand of defense, and as quickly as they picked it up, they're not only talented athletes, they're smart athletes down there as well.
Exactly. And by the way, I know you had the apology because you messed the name up, but the roster you got off of Max Preps had 2 number 4s,
yes,
and 2 number 7s, and and it was a little bit confusing.
Yes, it was, and but we've got that straightened
out now.
And
moving forward.
That will never happen again. That's in the rear view, and all of us have things to clean up. Coach Detter will probably say, oh, we're a long ways from where we need to be, and he's probably right in his mind. And the officials, if you were down there the other night, you saw it wasn't just 5 or 6 officials. No, there was 15 or 20 officials there the other night. They were getting their reps too,
right,
and they were making errors. So I love the kickoff classics. It's a time for everybody to get back into the groove and the rhythm, and move forward. And that's what we're all going to do.
The only one in mid-season form was Kenny Bird on the PA. So
that Kenny Bird,
he was hitting home runs.
That Kenny Bird. Yeah, I think he may have been up there during the off season, just visualizing the game being played, because Coach Burt did a great job the other night as the PA announcer at the game.
No doubt. He brings some excitement to Branford football. All right, so the cool thing is, down 7-0, the defense tightens up. The offense starts clicking a little bit. Let's show the touchdown run. This is the TD by Trent that tied the score. Well, got him down by a point, but then the extra point tied it up. So here they're down near the goal line. Shotgun formation. Got the ball, and look at the hole. Straight up the gut. He's going to get there.
And Trent Land is not a finesse quarterback.
No.
He will
not afraid of contact.
No, he's Tim Tebow-ish.
Yeah.
If as far as a young high school player goes, he's not afraid to. Those were some big defensive linemen and athletic linebackers, and he didn't try to maneuver his way around there and finesse him way into the end zone. He bowled right through them. He is an athlete.
Yeah, he did a great job. Put Branford. And Branford also, we have to mention, Bucks have a pretty good kicking game as far as the varsity. The extra point was there, and the kickoffs, the punts, everything was pretty crisp.
Yep, and that's another thing that I loved about this game, Wayne, is that they didn't do situational. Just it's 4th down, so let's move the ball up 30 yards. No, they actually let the special teams go. They took the bridle off, and they let them run. And the kicker made an important kick when it counted. Union County had already scored. Then Branford had to make that extra point to tie the ball game up. And the punting put them back in, got them out of bad field position.
Yeah, sure did. Flip the field a couple of times. And then that Buck defense, let's give credit to the defense. Here's a sack attack right here. Number 12, Keaton on the sack here. Watch this defensive play. There's the snap. Here comes the big nasty D. Woo!
That's just relentless.
Look out.
Yes. I thought they were going to have to pull that young fella out of the turf. He planted him good. So
he got a beeline to the quarterback and knew what to do when he got there.
Yeah, I think Mr. Brown might be a farmer in his side, because he sure knew how to plant. He knows how to plant quarterbacks.
That was number 12, Keaton Brown. All right, and here's another good defensive play for the Buccaneers from last Friday night in that scrimmage against Union County.
Once again,
he got off the little screen, but didn't go anywhere.
No, Keaton Brown with the pressure, and that quarterback for Union County, Mariu, is going to be a good one. And he felt the heat of Keaton.
Yeah. Yes, he
the
did.
heat of the key.
So 7-7, and they decided beforehand that the fourth quarter was going to be the younger kids.
Right. Yes, they were going to play 3 full quarters with their varsities, and then when fourth quarter came around, pull what you have on the field off. Let these young guys come on. I mean, they have practiced in the spring.
Sure.
They have worked out in these brutally hot summer months, and now they've started 2 weeks of fall camp, and they deserve to get some reps as well. Because usually the JV season doesn't start when the varsity season does. They usually have to continue practicing for a couple of weeks before they get in an actual game situation. So they gave them the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and with the 6 quarter rule, I mean, a lot of the JV kids are going to play on varsity and see some time there and go back and forth. And so it was great to see the JV in the fourth quarter, and I thought both teams performed well.
Yes.
Again, able to execute the way they wanted to. Union County went down and scored. They got the extra point. They went up by 7 points. But then here come the JV kids for Brantford. And let's watch this pass play here. Bass to number 42.
Oh, I love this play.
I mean, that was on the money. And then there ain't nobody going to catch this young man.
No, Hayden Derringer, wow. He just separated himself from the secondary of Union County. And let me just say this. Here's what I respect so much about Coach Detter. Coach Detter kept the entire JV on the field. Do you know that the kicker for Union County that made the extra point, he's a varsity kicker. So he let the varsity kicker come in and kick the extra point. Coach Detter chose, no, I'm sticking with what we decided, and nothing but JV. And they went for 2, which had they made it, that would have won the game for Brantford. But I felt at the end of the game that it was Union County, even though the scoreboard read 14-13 Union County, that Union County were the ones walking off the field feeling as if we didn't win this game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it really wasn't about winning or losing, in a preseason game. It's more about, executing your offense and defense and going through those motions and getting into a game shape. And so I know the kids, the fans, everybody wants to win. That scoreboard means something, but at the end of the day, it really didn't mean anything.
Well, it doesn't now. I mean, but if we win, then we're going to add that to our win-loss total. So
you're saying Union County is 1-0 and Brantford hadn't played a game yet?
Brantford hasn't played a game yet. Brantford won't play until this Friday night when they take on the Osceola Christian Warriors.
Oh, there you go. All right, it's a road trip this Friday. You ready for that first road game?
I'm excited. I've already had my daughter and her boyfriend ride by and take a picture of the press box so I can see if we've got something to work with there or if we're going to be on the field in the stands with the fans. And folks, I'm telling you, bring your lounge chairs because there's not a lot of room in the visitor stands. They only go up a few steps deep, and it's a small facility.
Is there a press box?
There is a press box. It's a cute press box.
Okay.
And but I don't know that they're going to have room for us up in that cute press box. So
and we hope for good weather.
But yes, and right now it's looking early on like 50% chance of rain, but I don't care. It's football, and you know what that means. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Let it rain, let it sleet, let it snow, let it lightning. We're going to be there. RiverCountrySports.com will be there.
I didn't know we were breaking into karaoke. Oh, my goodness.
I can't help it. Football does that to me.
It is. NFL preseason is back. College football is just around the corner, and the high school season. Suwannee is kicking off Friday their kickoff classic game against Madison. We'll have that on the air. And first regular season game in the SSAA for Brantford as they travel to Monticello, taking on the Osceola Christian Warriors.
Going to take that 70-ish mile trek over to Jefferson County and take on what has been consistently a very solid Osceola Christian Warrior football program.
Yeah, should be fun. So now I believe that's an early kick on that one too. I think I heard 7 o'clock.
Yeah. 7 o'clock. So folks, just know that tell the boss you got to cut out a little bit early because 7 o'clock is the kickoff on Friday night.
Yeah, hopefully we get some Buccaneer fans taking that trip over and rooting on the boys. But if not, we'll have all the action on River Country. And of course, if you can't catch it live, you could always watch it, later after you get home. Maybe watch it Saturday at your convenience. It'll be archived on the website.
And I promise, Trent Land's name will be said Friday night, as it should be.
There you go. All right, that's going to wrap up the Buccaneer coverage of tonight's sports report. Stay tuned. We're going to go to Suwannee High School. We'll be in the atrium. We're going to talk with Suwannee head coach Kyler Hall coming up right after this timeout. It's the Suwannee Sports Report here on RiverCountrySports.com.
In the heart of the red zone is where the game is won, and you need a dealership that knows about scoring big. At Roundtree Moore Ford, we've scored this area's largest selection of new and pre-owned inventory. And right now, we're scoring rates as low as 0%. It's time to get out of the stands and score big in the Roundtree Moore Ford red zone. At Roundtree Moore Ford, the customer always wins. So make your next ride a touchdown at RoundtreeMoreFord.com today.
Excellence in academic and clubs. Tradition, family, future. Foundations for lifelong learning. Leadership begins here. Careers start here. Curiosity meets opportunity. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Learning begins with love. One district, every student, every day. The Suwannee County School District, my choice for high-quality education.
Saddle up, Suwannee. It's rodeo time. The 6th annual Suwannee River Roundup Pro Rodeo will take place October 16th and 17th at the Bob Holmes Covered Arena at the Fairgrounds in Live Oak. There will be roping, along with bronc riding, steer wrestling, cowgirl breakaway, barrel racing, plus bull riding. Gates open at 6 with the rodeo beginning at 7:30. Saturday's rodeo will air live right here on River Country. Don't miss the rodeo October 16th and 17th in Live Oak. For more information, call 386-362-3004 or visit SuwanneeParks.com. And back here, we're at Suwannee High School. We're in the atrium, and I've got Coach Hall here. All right, let's talk about the Suwannee Bulldogs. It's game week.
Yes, sir.
We ready?
We are.
Okay. Madison coming up, kickoff classic this Friday.
Yeah, it's if you look at going all the way back to January, and then you get your schedule done, and you see the Cowboys as the first game. If that's if that's not enough to get your blood boiling, and any motivation, extra motivation that you need. It's a great way to kick off the season because, one, just the rivalry that is there, the physicality that's going to be there in the game, the quality of opponent. So you're going to find out a lot. You're going to see, just where we've grown from, spring throughout summer.
Right.
So I love the matchup. Again, this game, goes back forever. A little different being in the kickoff classic, but the game itself, it won't be much different from the physicality standpoint.
Yeah, I know it's a classic, but once that whistle blows, I don't think it's going to matter. When you look across the way and you see Madison and they look across and they see Suwannee, I mean, it's on.
It is, and each and every year, Madison probably more than any team, consistent year to year, you're going to know exactly what you get. They may lose a big senior class, but that next class coming up and that next group, it's so consistent, and it's been that way, for decades. That going all the way back, to when I played in high school, and even before that, you just knew what you were going to get. Very, very, very few times was it a surprise. So it's and that's a hats off to Coach Price and the tradition that they have over there.
Yeah, no doubt they've done a great job. What I'm worried about is getting kids hurt. As long as we can get through this, win or lose, I would like to win.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But win or lose, let's get through this game. It's a preseason game. And, the first game of the season, I mean, it's not only about the opponent, but it's about knowing your assignments, getting back into the flow of things and taking care of yourself.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like you said, first and foremost, you want to come out of the classic healthy. You want your guys going into week one, and you want to be fully loaded as a team. But then on top of that, you want to see execution. You want to see all the things for months that you've been working on. Can we go out and execute? There's going to be mistakes, as there is in any game, but you want to see those minimized. You want to see the middle mistakes especially cut down. Physically, again, they're a very good team. So, there's going to be some good, there's going to be some bad. But if we can be consistent, steady, the ebbs and flows of the game, see if we can handle that better just throughout the game and not let the highs too high, lows too low, but just play the game, play it steady, play it consistent, play it physical. So that's what we're going to look for when we come back and watch the film after the game.
Talked to a couple of your linebackers. They're coming up on the halftime show Friday
Yep.
for the spotlight. And I tell you what, they made me feel pretty good. I'm thinking that defense is going to be tough this year.
It is. When you look at T-Fed and Watson, they're in the middle. You have two alpha dogs, guys that have been in the program for years, that have been through some good, they've been through bad. They both battled injuries. But man, they are playing as well as I've seen them play. They're confident. They've taken ownership of the defense. They don't allow the defense to come out and play with a lackadaisical attitude. Like they're flying around each and every day. So I really look forward to seeing that type of demeanor carry over to Friday night. Like when you have that habit that we have developed and the defense has grown into, it typically goes over to the game. So I'm excited to watch that group fly around.
Yeah, no doubt. And I understand we're going to be a little bit more of a blitzing team this year, a little more mixing it up and disguising things, and just making the offense guess.
Yes,
I love that.
And that's been a headache for us offensively, going against an experienced linebacker group, athletic front. When you get those guys coming from different angles and bringing pressure like that forces your offensive line, running backs, your quarterback, like that forces them to be ready and compete. But then also just the pressure that hopefully we're going to be able to put on offenses. Not let the quarterback sit back there and pat the ball 5, 6, 7 times, but man, make him make decisions quick, make him make mistakes. And I know those guys are going to bring the pressure and get there with bad intentions once they get to the quarterback.
Well, they say offense sells tickets, but defense wins championships.
100%.
Yeah, so
100%.
I loved hearing the confidence from those guys.
Yeah,
so,
man.
They got me pumped, man. I'm ready for the season to get
Yes,
rolling.
sir. Yes, sir.
So this Friday, our first game, kickoff classic against the Madison Cowboys. We'll have that one on the air for you right here on River Country. All right, let's talk about the other side of the ball. Offensively, I know you guys have been working hard. You got a new quarterback this year, basically a lot of new pieces, whole new offensive line in front of them. So let's talk a little bit about offensively what we're looking at this year.
Yeah, probably 7 new starters, I think, is what, if I remember correctly, a new quarterback with Hagan Johnson. Offensive line, none of those guys started last year. Some of those guys were JV last year. So you look at that core group. Vano at running back, which he played, I believe, 7 different positions last year, but he does have some starting experience when Lou Jack went down last year.
The last 2 years now, running back has been by committee because we've had injuries early. So let's not do that this year.
Please, let's don't. Please, because I love the backfield with Vano, with Mike Johnson, with Josh Johnson, Marco Rojas. T-Fed is probably going to get into the mix as well.
Right.
You'll see Kyler Watson at sometimes line up in the backfield. What Hagan Johnson can do running the ball. He's a very effective runner. Okay. So I love that group. So yes, by all means, let's stay healthy. And they're all a little bit different skill set that bring different things to the table. And so when you look at a new offensive line, they don't have to be, one, they're not going to be the biggest group that you're going to see each and every Friday night. We're going to face defensive lines that are going to be bigger. So we don't necessarily have to be maulers up front, but we have to be disciplined with our footwork, our hat placement. So if we can give these guys a good crease here, nice lane to run through, that's all these guys need. So, and then as we continue to get confidence, so you talk about the confidence that Kyler Watson and T-Fed talk with and carry themselves. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what we've got to get with the offensive line, just some confidence. Anytime you're new and coming into it, you have a little bit of that self-doubt until you go out and perform and do it on a Friday night. So that's what we're looking for, even with Hagan, getting that confidence with the group. So looking from a running game standpoint, I believe that should be our bread and butter, and everything else kind of go from there. You look at receiver Jamarcus Cherry, the most experienced kid coming back. You will see some more tight end sets this year. Kyler Watson, big Fee, Ryland Fee, Jalik Hankerson. So we got 3 tight ends are going to work in there. Ryland Fillyaw is a newcomer at receiver, up and coming kid that's going to be really good. Bubba Lovett, a fan favorite, a team favorite. Bubba's going to give you everything that he has. So you're going to see some new faces here, some new names at receiver. So again, I think the big word and the key component for this group is confidence. Get some early. Um, Again, you go out against Madison, you make some good plays. If you can make plays against that group,
Yeah.
you can make plays against any group. So
Yeah.
that's what I want to see.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we gain confidence in that
For sure.
Madison game. Like I say, win or lose, don't get anybody hurt, and come out of that thing ready to attack that regular season,
Absolutely.
starting off on the road
Yep.
at Crystal River.
Yeah. It's been a while since we played Crystal River. That was before my time here. I believe Coach Rogers and those guys played them maybe in the playoffs. I think that was either a district or a region game back in those days. But Crystal River is a program with a new head coach this year. They actually had 2 head coaching changes this offseason. So don't know a ton about them. They had some struggles last year as well, but I just know it's a about a 2-hour road trip.
Yeah.
We got to go to their place. So anytime you travel that week 1, you've got to be locked in. So regardless what happens in the Classic, good, bad, and different, we got to be ready to go week 1. Again, hopefully we go into that thing healthy. Because the biggest thing we want to do this year is have a much better start, get momentum and confidence early.
Yep.
And I believe we're going to do that. And that will set us up when we get into that midseason, late, end of the year district games and some of those bigger games there. But right now it's Madison, and then we'll, go week to week from there.
Yep.
And our preparation in between is going to be key to how this team grows.
Yeah, and I know coaches don't like to look past the game in
Yes.
front of them,
Yeah.
but that Crystal River game, hopefully we get some dogs making that trip just straight down 129 and then take a left on 19,
That's right.
and it'll take you right to Crystal River. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get a good crowd for that one. And then after that, we've got a nice stretch of home games.
We do. I believe we have 6 out of the next 7 games at the house.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. And so Crystal River's the biggest away game outside of, I think, Wakulla's the biggest travel after that. So
Yeah.
not huge travel this year, a lot of home games. Even next year, we have a couple of those teams that will come to us back-to-back years. But I love the layout of the schedule.
I do too.
We have homecoming there first week in October. Bye week is in between Baker County and Gobby district games. So.
And we got the doggone rodeo that weekend when we're open. So
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect time.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. we gonna be broadcasting. We do.
Oh, we're going to do the rodeo.
There we go. I'm gonna have to join in that
Yeah,
one.
come on, man.
Yes, sir.
Cowboy up.
I got my booze. I just need a hat.
That's all we need. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to the season. And all right, we talked a little bit about defense, talked about offense, special teams.
Yeah.
What do we look like? Do we have a kicking game this year? Is it by committee? What are we doing?
So a late addition to that joined us, Jonathan Gomez, sophomore.
Okay.
He's on the soccer team. Coach Torres, I gave him the task of, because he's worked with the soccer team before. I say, hey man, we need a kicker.
Yeah.
Like, we need a kicker more than anything right now. We have another kid, Benny Acosta, that's come out. He does a lot of travel soccer, so you may see him in that mix as well. But Gomez is with us. He's full-time. He's every day.
Okay.
He's a big kid. I thought he was a linebacker, when he walked up. But, man, he's got a strong leg. So, really, he's just been working the fundamentals of his approach to the kick, because when it comes off his foot, it sounds different. Like he can put it in the end zone. So now it's just, for him, again, confidence in the routine, the approach, doing it on a Friday night. But I was very excited when he came out and when I first saw him kick. So we have him back there. Kyler Watson is going to do some punting.
Really?
Which you're going to see Kyler Watson a little bit of everywhere. He's been, multiple places on offense, outside backer, inside backer. We can put him up on the edge.
Defensive end,
So that kid's been everywhere during practice, and again, he plays the game the right way. So
yeah, it's a great athlete. I mean, I enjoyed
is.
watching him baseball season. He was a dog on the mound and
He
at the
is.
plate and in the field. So that was fun. And then transitioning back to football. And I know and he's expecting big things out of himself, but we're
He
all,
is.
looking for Kyler to have a big year.
Yeah, he's a self-driven kid that wants to go to the next level, and he prepares in baseball, football, like he attacks everything.
Yeah.
So the old saying, "How you do one thing is how you do everything." That's very consistent with Kyler and his attitude, the way he practices.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'll keep it clean. He's a jerk on the field.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he gets.
We need more jerks on the
yes,
field.
Yes, absolutely. and I've told him what he really is on the field, but man, He plays with an attitude, but that's how you got to play this game. I mean, it's so physical. It's a collision sport, and he demands that of himself. But the cool thing that I've been seeing, man, he demands that of his teammates. And then you got your partner there with T-Fed that's been here with you. So those seniors, Freddie Cook's out there on the corner, Bubba Lovett. So we got a good group of seniors that just despise what happened last year, and they don't want to repeat of that. They want to make this thing right. And so you've seen a change in the way they approach everything. So looking for the payoff of it, but again, it's a day-to-day process. Continue to get better, not looking too far ahead.
Okay.
But we are excited that the season is here, and so we can get this thing going.
Back to special teams and field goal kicking. What do you think about this? We got a new sponsor this year. It's a Phase Flowers field goal. What do you think?
That's what I heard, man.
Yeah.
I like that. It's got a good ring to it.
That's pretty cool,
That's
right?
a great, long-standing company, business here in town.
Yeah.
I know some of those folks.
Yeah, matter of fact.
Flowers.
But Phase Flower, man, they're a great
Yeah.
company on downtown Highway 90. If you got a celebration coming up, or you need flowers for any occasion, that's the go-to, no doubt about it. And Phase Flower field goal.
Yeah.
I like that. So hopefully we're scoring touchdowns, but when we do need 3,
Yeah.
Phase
Phase Flowers got to come
They're
through.
going to
for us.
deliver.
Absolutely. I love it. That's great.
All right, Coach. I know it's been a long off season, and we're ready to get things rolling here in 2026. So just want to wish you good luck.
Yeah, thank you, Wayne. Looking forward to having these weekly conversations with you. I always enjoy sitting down and talking ball and just, talking whatever. So looking forward to it and appreciate everything that you guys do here at River Country.
Okay. We're going to have you, and then also Coach Detter is going to be here as well from Brantford. So Monday night from here through the football season on the Suwannee Sports Report, it's going to be the Brantford Report, and then we'll do the Suwannee Report. Then we're going to all get together and maybe talk a little,
I like
who
it.
knows,
Yes,
little
sir.
life.
I like it. Let's do it.
All right, good deal. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of the Suwannee Sports Report. It airs live Mondays, 7 o'clock, and then it's archived on the website for you to view anytime. The Sports Report is presented by Roundtree Moore Ford, and it's brought to you in part by the Suwannee County School District, along with the Suwannee Bulldog Quarterback Club and the Brantford Buccaneers Quarterback Club. For Coach Kyler Hall, for Terry Fillyaw, for Coach Detter, I'm Wayne Littrell. Gosh, we got to thank Tammy. We got to thank Sawyer and Tatum. Appreciate our whole crew here. We'll see you next week on the Suwannee Sports Report.